brain's highway code. Have you ever consciously wanted to do something, but ended up doing something totally different? You may decide consciously that you want to reach a goal, but if your unconscious mind is not on board, it will fulfill its own agenda, which may be contrary to what you consciously want. But only imagine what you could achieve if you were in rapport with your unconscious mind and able to go in the direction that would get you to your goal quickly. The key to bringing your unconscious mind into sync with your conscious desires and goals is to understand what each controls. In NLP terms, your conscious mind is that part of your mind which has awareness of things around and within you at any given moment. This is your short-term memory, which can hold thoughts from minutes to hours. The conscious mind can be compared to the tip of an iceberg, and the unconscious mind to the 9/10 of the iceberg, which is submerged under water. The conscious mind excels at working linearly, processing sequentially, logic, verbal language, mathematics, analysis. The unconscious mind is better at working holistically, intuition, creativity, running your body, taking care of your emotions, storing memories. By getting your unconscious mind working with you instead of against you, you'll be able to achieve much more in life. Your unconscious can't process negatives. It interprets everything you think as a positive thought. That's why stating your goals in the positive is so important. Instead of thinking, I don't want to be poor, think, I want to be wealthy. Your conscious mind must provide a direction for your unconscious, so you need to open up communication channels between them. This rapport is developed by finding a quiet time for meditation or relaxation and examining the memories presented to you by your unconscious mind. Now consider the RAS, the reticular activating system. There are approximately 2 billion pieces of data coming in through your 5 senses every second. To maintain your sanity, this deluge is filtered through a network of cells in your brain so that only a very minute proportion of the information gets through to the rest of the brain. This network is called the reticular activating system. The RAS works like an antenna, noticing stimuli and alerting your brain to pay attention. The RAS lets in only data that meets at least one of the following criteria. It is important to your survival. For example, when you're in a deep sleep but wake up because you hear a strange noise in the house. Or, it has novelty value. Or, it has a high emotional content. You'll be alert instantly if your baby's breathing changes. Your beliefs will affect the threshold level of the RAS. By being aware of your beliefs, you can identify how they may be stopping you from achieving your goals. Your values and beliefs are unconscious filters that you use to decide what bits of data coming in through your senses you will allow in, and what bits of data you will keep out. Your beliefs can, when allowed to go to the extreme, have the power of life and death over you. Your beliefs can help you to health, wealth, and happiness, or keep you unwell, poor, and miserable. The beliefs I'm talking about here are distinct from religious beliefs. The beliefs I'm speaking about are the generalizations you make about your life experiences. These generalizations go on to form the basis of your reality, which then directs your behavior. You can use one empowering belief, for example, to help you to develop another belief to the next level of achievement. Just as you have positive, empowering beliefs, you can also have negative, disempowering beliefs. As Henry Ford said, "He can who thinks he can, and he can't who thinks he can't. This is an inexorable, indisputable law." The good news is that beliefs can and do change. Take the example of the 4-minute mile. For years, sportsmen did not believe it was possible to run a mile in 4 minutes. Roger Bannister achieved this in May 1954. Soon after, even this record was broken several times over. One way of changing a belief is to loosen the hold a limiting belief can have on you and reinforce the effects of a positive belief. Suppose you can't help but be drawn to people, and have long been told that being subjective is bad. Changing your belief to, "I'm good with people," can make a huge difference to your confidence when dealing with others. Practice manipulating or changing your beliefs. Think of a belief you know to be true. For example, I am a really considerate driver. Now, think of a belief that you would like to change because it's not serving you well. I can't park straight. Then, superimpose the qualities of the belief you know to be true on those of the belief you would like to change. Say the picture of what you know to be true is bright, big, in 3 dimensions, close and straight in front of you. And the picture of a belief you want to change is small, dark, in 2 dimensions, and far away. Make the picture of the belief you want to change bright, big, in 3 dimensions, close, and straight in front of you. A cluster of beliefs is called a belief system, and this can support a particular value. Values are the why you do something, the hot buttons that drive all your behaviors, and are your unconscious motivators and demotivators. Values can either be ends values or means values. Freedom is an ends value. Means values are those which need to be fulfilled in order to get you to your ends value. Your values are essentially formed over 3 periods in your life. The imprint period occurs from the time of your birth to when you're approximately 7 years old. The modelling period occurs between the ages of 8 and 13, when you learn by consciously and unconsciously copying friends. The socialization period occurs between the ages of 14 and 21. It's during this time that you learn values that affect your relationships. Is there an overriding value in your life which is stopping you from getting satisfaction in other areas of your life? For instance, having money as your number 1 value may make you incredibly rich. However, it may detract from your having a fulfilling relationship. Make sure you don't spend so long fulfilling your means values that you miss achieving your end value. When you think of your values, you create an image, just as you do when you think of your beliefs. You can change the hierarchy of your values by changing the characteristics of the image that the value creates. Say, for example, that your values for living are freedom, achievement, financial security, fun, family, and health. However, you find yourself let down by poor health. You may decide that it's more important for you to have health than fun, and decide to make a swap in your hierarchy. How can you do this? Well, when you think of fun, notice the picture you make in your mind. Notice the picture you make when you think of health. Then, swap the qualities of the images. As with changing the picture qualities of a belief, changing the qualities of a picture you have for health so that it's the same as the one you have for fun will move health up and place it at the same level as fun. Now, change the picture for fun so that it has the same qualities as the one you had for health. This will move fun down to the level of health. Allowing your mind to wander can be a powerful first step in achieving your goals. You can discover what your heart's desire is and take the first steps towards achieving it. So, give yourself permission to dream and play. If I were to ask you, when engaged in a dialogue, what percentage of the communication are you responsible for? Would you reply 50%? After all, there are 2 of you involved in a dialogue, so logically each of you has half the responsibility to make and elicit responses. You'll reply 100% if you're familiar with these NLP presuppositions. The meaning of the communication is the response you get. If what you're doing isn't working, do something different. The person with the most flexibility within a system controls the system. According to the NLP communication model, when someone behaves in a certain way, a chain reaction is set up within you, which in turn causes you to respond in some way, which then creates a chain reaction within the other person, and the cycle continues. John Grinder and Richard Bandler discovered that people who are master communicators have 3 sets of capabilities. They know what they want, they are very good at noticing the responses they get, they have the flexibility to modify their behavior until they get what they want. The reason people who are exposed to the same external stimuli do not remember and react the same way as each other is because everyone deletes, distorts, and generalizes differently, based on their own values, beliefs, attitudes, memories, decisions, and metaprograms. I will be discussing metaprograms in some detail shortly, so I'll turn to the other factors. Values are a set of filters that are unconscious. You learn your values almost by osmosis from your parents and close family up to about the age of 7, and then from your peers and friends. Values are what motivate you to do something, but they can also work as brakes, stopping you from achieving your ends. These are the factors that are important to you and let you assess whether something that you have done is either good or bad. These influence how you delete, distort, or generalize data from incoming stimuli. Values are arranged in a hierarchy, with the most important at the top of the ladder. Examples of values are health, wealth, happiness, honesty, friendships, job satisfaction, and so on. To work out what values are important to you in an area of your life, you have to stop, get off life's treadmill, and start thinking. Choose an aspect of your life that you may not be as successful in as you would like, and make a list of what's important to you in this context. Then arrange the list in order of importance. For each value, try to identify how you may be making a deletion, a distortion, or a generalization that is stopping you from fulfilling a desire. Also note whether there are any limiting decisions lurking that are having an impact on your values. Beliefs are really scary. They can propel you to the heights of success or drag you to the depths of failure. Choose your beliefs very carefully, because they have a tendency to become self-fulfilling prophecies. Your attitude is your way of thinking about a topic, or perhaps people. It's formed by a collection of values, beliefs, and opinions around a particular subject. You can get some awareness of another person's attitude from what they say and how they behave. Someone who has a positive attitude may always expect to get a positive outcome. By demonstrating a pleasant and helpful demeanor, they influence others to behave in a similar vein. Your memories determine what you anticipate and how you behave and communicate with other people. When your memories get jumbled, they bring along all the emotions of when they actually happened, and you can find yourself responding to memories and emotions of the past rather than to the experience you're currently having. Your decisions are closely linked to your memories and affect all areas of your life. This is especially important when it comes to decisions that actually limit your choices in life, what NLP calls limiting decisions. An example of a limiting decision is, money is the root of all evil, so to be good, I mustn't be rich. Many of your limiting decisions would have been made unconsciously, some when you were very young, and may have been forgotten. As you grow and develop, your values may change, and you need to recognize and reassess any decisions that may be hindering you. To sum up, much of the way you think and behave is unconscious. Your responses are formed and impacted by your values, beliefs, memories, and so on. Fortunately, you don't have to be at the mercy of your unconscious. With awareness, you can actually take control of how you communicate with people, and that is a liberating and empowering thought indeed. Just keep these pointers in mind. Engage your brain before your mouth. Think of the result you want when you're interacting with people, and speak and behave bearing that outcome in mind. And tread softly. Having this knowledge does give you power, and power, as we all know, can corrupt. So work with generosity and kindness.